it can actually block the whole grieving process, because grieving is about going through emotions, and emotions are connected to your body. You have to make bodily shifts after a loss. And if you only be strong and actually say to your body, no, you cannot move, you must stay where you are in this condition now, unaffected by whatever, it actually blocks the whole process. And what's there also is then that there is a belief in some people that if they are not strong, then something terrific will happen. I know from a woman who was in my practice, and she had a terrible loss, and she said, I can't cry. And if I would start to cry, I would start forever. So that's why she didn't cry. And then I said, I must admit, I had it from a supervisor, this tip. I said, if you start crying, and you will cry forever, I will stay with you forever. And then she could cry. You know, that someone gets free from this belief that something terrible will happen if you start crying, or if you reach out to someone. If this is your belief, I will never stop when I start crying. Well, you will not start. So this be strong is actually hindering a lot. If people believe that that's the truth, that's the only thing that can help, it can hinder the whole process. So happily, we can also work with beliefs in logosynthesis. And you can also work with the belief. If the belief is spoken out, but I cannot do so because then something terrible will happen. So let's go to the fantasy. What could happen? Right. And if we have then found the fantasy, we can loosen up this frozen energy so that the fantasy becomes a bit weird. It's just a fantasy. I will not cry for the rest of my life. Things like this are very, very important, I think, in the grieving process. That, well, you said everyone is unique in their grieving process, but sometimes I must tell people, you are unique in your way of grieving. And if someone tells you you must be strong, it doesn't mean they are right.